What's up, everybody? It's 2 o'clock. It is an awesome Wednesday here in the bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That is Tricky Ricky. We are here live at Toyota Field in Madison, home of the Rocket City Trash Pandas, the AA affiliate, of course, of the Los Angeles Angels. They've got a spring game going on today. We'll talk a little of that. We actually have some baseball ourselves going on today. Some high school baseball going down the field. Gates open right now. The game starts at 2:30, so we'll probably have some natural sound going on in the background.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, dude, we got actual high school baseball happening out here today.
Sorry, I was reading a book about pigeons to kindergartnens this morning, so.
Excuse me? A book about pigeons?
Well, I was with Sprocket. I mean, it was for the team, but
Yeah, I'm just confused, why following a pigeon was interesting. Was it a good book?
well, I mean, you're a parent, you know, children's books, I imagine in the early days they covered all the basic stuff, and then after a while, authors had to get creative, because you don't want to copyright. So they're like,
yeah,
we'll make a pigeon take a bath, and we'll write a book about it.
Wait, the pigeon takes a bath?
Yeah, I read The Pigeon Has to Take a Bath, and The Pigeon Has to Go to School.
What? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after hearing both of those titles,
Yep.
How desensitized I am to things, my mind immediately went to, I forget the school, the pigeon having to go to school and actually have a curriculum of things it has to learn as a pigeon.
Right.
My mind went to, who bathes a pigeon? Forgetting the fact that it's got to probably get on a little pigeon school bus and go to, pigeon school.
That's
or whatever
hilarious that you said that, because the pigeon did get on a pigeon school bus. And that's how it ended. Because, see, the pigeon is very stubborn. This is a part of a stubborn pigeon series, I guess, out there in the kids' publication world. And this pigeon just will not do anything it needs to do. But then eventually, through much thought and anxiety, it finally comes to the conclusion that maybe this action is better for me. Therefore, it takes a bath. And then it digs into the curriculum created for this pigeon as it rides the pigeon bus to school. So, yeah, I forgot we had baseball today. My mind was in other places today, but that's cool.
I can't really say anything about the pigeon book because my favorite book to read to my son, it's a New York Times bestseller, The Pout Pout Fish.
What?
The Pout Pout Fish.
What's that?
He's a little fish that goes around to all his little other friends under the sea, like octopus and all these other things.
Yeah.
And he's really pouty. And they're like, hey, they have some cute rhyme depending on what creature it is. It's like, why are you so, glum? Why don't you cheer up, chum? And he's like, I'm a pout pout fish with a pout pout face, and I spread the dreary wearies all over the place. Says that every time. He spreads his dreary wearies all over the place until the end, which, spoiler alert, by the way, finds out he's actually not a pout pout fish.
What?
He's a kiss fish, and he gets kissed by the other kiss fish, and then he's happy again.
Well, that's fortunate.
Yeah.
You remember that movie, Godzilla vs. Kong?
Really having a hard time figuring out the relation.
Just
here.
answer the question.
Of course.
I'd love to see pout pout fish versus dirty, stubborn pigeon.
Yeah.
That'd be a good movie. Pout pout fish versus stubborn pigeon.
Given the fact that stubborn pigeon is currently in grade school, my money is on pout pout fish.
That's what
you haven't sized up the fish. I haven't sized up the pigeon.
I love a good underdog, and I know that this pigeon, is very stubborn, and this pigeon is going to do everything it possibly can.
Yeah, but the pout pout fish is probably going to depress that pigeon into oblivion. It's pretty pouty.
Yeah, stubborn pigeon's going to be like, I want to take a bath, and then pout pout fish is going to be like, my whole life's a bath. Oh, yeah? Well, my whole life's a bath. That's why I pout so much.
That's amazing.
I just wish for one day where I don't have to take a bath, stubborn pigeon. And the stubborn pigeon goes, "What did you just say to me?" And that's when the action starts.
Your pout fish started to get a little simple Jack there at the end.
No, it was more of a southern gentleman. It was more like kind of like a, well, I try to get out of this bath, but it's so hard because I live in the ocean.
Kind of some simple Jackish.
No.
Some Ben Stiller.
Don't do that. You can't mention that anymore. That movie's not allowed on TV.
That's fair.
Don't compare me to that. You're going to get us in trouble.
Oh, it's not a bad. I mean, I didn't mean it in a bad way. You just kind of sound like the.
Don't ruin pout fish for me.
I'm sorry.
Are you nuts?
No.
Sorry, dude. I don't know what happened to me. I lost control there.
No, I'm a pout fish.
And I'm a stubborn pigeon.
All right. There's actually going to be plenty of reason in baseball for plenty of people to be pouty. I believe the fan base of 17 separate teams actually have a real opportunity to be pouty this year. I know Bally Sports has been carrying the Braves games with the last couple of years because Bally Sports bought it from Fox Sports, and they've been carrying the Braves games in our area. I know we're an Angels affiliate, but we live in Braves country, and we kind of rely. There have been people with issues with Bally Sports out in this way, like people that have YouTube TV. Anything outside of traditional cable, you almost can't watch.
I heard from so many people who are like, I honestly don't know how to watch the Braves.
We had, up until this baseball season, we had traditional cable last year, so we were able to watch all the Braves games. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that this year, because outside of driving home from our games listening on the radio, because I don't have traditional cable. I don't know anybody in streaming TV like Hulu Live, YouTube TV have had issues with not having that availability. Well, we're kind of pulling back the curtain to find out why.
Yeah, right now nobody knows how you're going to watch the Braves or 16 other teams because Bally Sports and AT&T Sportsnet have not paid the rights fees to Major League Baseball. They're late on those.
Yeah.
They owe a lot of money. I've got the article right here. If you're not aware of what we're talking about, this is a very important issue heading into the season about how you're going to be able to watch your teams and everything goes into that. So let me this is from ESPN right here. It's called MLB Sets Up Local Media Group Could Broadcast 17 Teams. So Major League Baseball added 3 executives to its local media department as it prepares for a possible takeover of local broadcast for 17 teams that work with Bally Sports and AT&T Sportsnet. Now, those 3 executives they hired are all 3 from Bally and AT&T. So they're taking the people from those companies that can't pay. They're bringing them in to see how they can then operate going forward. Let's see. Chief Revenue Officer for MLB, Noah Garden, says these new hires are an important step in preparation to address the changing landscape of MLB game distribution in light of the increasing challenges and pressure facing regional sports networks. Now, Diamond Sports Group is a subsidiary of Sinclair Broadcast Group. That's who operates Bally Sports. Okay. They have the rights, or at least they did, to 14 major league teams and skipped about listen to this, and skipped about $140 million in interest payments due on February 15th. Diamond says as of September 30th, it had debt of $8.674 billion with a B. $8.6 billion. I don't know how you dig out of a hole like that as your mouth is now held open and 2 strings of spit hang between your teeth because you're honestly surprised.
Hey, Elon? Is Elon available?
But he might be buying baseball and Twitter. I don't know. But the company has nearly $1 billion in rights payments, mostly to baseball teams, due in the first quarter this year, and bankruptcy filing is possible. Yeah, I'd say so. So not only the Braves affected, that is the Diamondbacks, the Reds, the Guardians, the Tigers, the Royals, the Angels, the Marlins, Brewers, Twins, Cardinals, Padres, Rays, and Rangers. So over half the league right there. Warner Brothers, Discovery's AT&T Sportsnet told the Colorado Rockies, Astros, and Pittsburgh Pirates last week that the companies do not have the money to make their scheduled rights fee payments, and that the networks told the teams they have until March 31st to reclaim their broadcast rights, and if there are not deals, those networks would file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Oh, my gosh.
Billy Chambers, who's been with Sinclair, started working with them February 1st, and started working with MLB February 1st in a new position, will be the guy kind of overlooking what MLB will do from here. So if those rights fees aren't paid by the teams, then they don't have the ability to show those games, which means then it's on MLB to figure out a way to do it. And, of course, they're not prepared right now to broadcast 17 different regional teams' games. And then on the other side, how are we going to show these 17 teams' games if there's no one there to record them with a camera?
And also, man, I mean,
yeah.
on top of that, let's say we do get a camera crew together to record these games, and you try to tell baseball fans, which, as you can tell by how stubborn they are to change, the majority of baseball fans are old heads. Good luck trying to get them to log into the MLB app.
Bud, you see Amazon football Thursday nights? My dad didn't see any of those games. He had no idea. He thought Thursday night football was canceled this year. Not the case.
Good luck getting any of them to get on an app.
So that's the question, right? Bally goes bankrupt. Discovery shuts down the AT&T channels. How do you get your in-market games? Does it go to MLB TV? Which if it does, and you've ever had MLB TV, you know that your local games are blacked out, and they're blacked out because they got to deal with the regional sports provider to make you have to watch the game on Bally Sports or whatever. You can't watch it on there. You can only watch the games you can't get regionally. So I think what MLB is preparing to do is
read the paper.
Is tell those companies, you owe us a bunch of money, you're not going to get it in time. We're taking the games. I don't care what kind of deals you have. We'll take it. And it might be an end to blackouts on MLB TV. If they broadcast it and that's your only way to get Braves baseball, there's no need for a blackout because there's no regional broadcast that you're taking viewers from. So, after all this, in summary, it might be an end of blackouts in MLB, but it also might have to be the start of you paying to watch your team.
Yeah, and
which is going to get people fired up.
But then what if, like, in the next season you get another company to buy those, regional rights or whatever, and it's going to be hard to go back to blacking stuff out, right? Like, once you take it away, going back to doing that's going to stink. And especially if MLB is making you pay for it and they're getting a nice little chunk of change for it. I mean,
maybe it's an outdated thing, but it still exists. I mean, you still see it in the NFL.
Yep.
MLB, you see it more just because there's more games. I don't know how you wouldn't keep the blackout if, say, for a year it went with no providers and all of a sudden, someone steps up and says, I'll take all those teams, I'll pay it right now. But people have to watch the games on my stations. They're going to have to enforce a blackout.
Yeah.
They're not going to let people split, and the company's not going to pay the rights fee for, a portion of the audience. So maybe temporarily it ends it. Maybe, you get a free year of MLB TV. You can watch whoever you want, including your own team. That'd be cool, but
I've watched a few Braves games on Twitter before in years past. It's time for Elon to step up, dude. Twitter TV, baseball, MLB. Book it. This is the only I can think of that's got that money. It's that public. So that's why
you got to think about all of that money was between 17 rights fees.
Right.
So, and with interest and all that. So there's a reason why that number is so high. But
dude, I just want to see Bally Sports come to this requirement meeting where they have to bring the money and just hands him a piece of paper. He's like, where's the money? That's better than money, sir. That's an IOU.
It's an IOU. You're going to want to hold on to that.
Hold on to that one.
It is wild, though, that Major League Baseball relies on these various regional sports networks that clearly are hurting financially to broadcast their entire regular season, aside from a few marquee games you see on ESPN or MLB TV or whatever. National games they have, like Fox as well. Like for football, Fox and CBS, they take care of it.
Yeah.
2 major networks. Basketball, all major networks. NHL. Well, basketball and NHL still kind of do the regional method as well, but they use these same stations. So it's going to be wild for them too.
Remember 2 or 3 years ago when Bally Sports jumped onto the scene and started buying those regional rights from, what was it, Fox Sports?
Yeah.
And everyone was asking that question, 2019, 2020, what is Bally Sports? Well, how here in 2023 we're still asking what's Bally?
I thought it was crazy when I saw that pop up, the games are on Bally now. I'm like, what is a Bally? What is that? And now it makes sense. I don't know what it was. They're completely broke. What, they have the Braves for 2 years?
2 or 3.
Year?
2 or 3. This would be 3, I think, or this would be 4 because I think it started in 2020. I think it could have been 2021. So, yeah. That's great. We get to go back and tell our grandkids one day that 2021 World Series run. Watched it on Bally Sports, baby.
I watched it on Bally Sports.
What's that? I still don't know.
I watched it on my television. What? What's that, Pop? Well, it's kind of like the little screens we had visually implanted into our corneas due to the technological advances that have happened since I was a young man and now an old man. But, see, back in those days, our screens were mounted to walls or just standing up under their own volition. It was a wild time, children. Wild time.
You think that TVs are going to be that outdated when we have grandkids? We're about to go back into the Stone Age for baseball right now. If 17 teams' games are blacked out and MLB can't get it together for us to be able to pay to watch it on their app, and you're going to have to go back to reading about it in the paper or listening to it on the radio.
There are going to be a lot of dudes on the roof installing like 40-foot antenna. You know, neighbors think they're playing in some kind of weird, like, I don't know about Dan down the road, dude. He's got a bunch of antennas and stuff sticking off at his house. He says he's trying to watch baseball, but I think
it has something to do with Russia, Ukraine. Add the Braves, Cubs. Braves, Cubs. Give me a break, Janice.
They're the returning champs of the division.
It's the 6th inning.
Phyllis. All right? Nobody's trying to hurt your garden, Phyllis. I'm just trying to watch the Braves. I got a great young core. What do you want from me? I have an engineering background.
I'm using my brain.
I have the tools necessary to make this happen, Phyllis.
Could you just imagine having...
Tell your son to park in the driveway, too, okay? Because my mailman. I'm not getting my deliveries. I'm fired up. And with this antenna, I can reach your house. I'll poke you right in the face. I'll go right through the window. Poke you right in the head, okay?
It's going to make baseball season weird. And what stinks about that is, I'm usually super regional myself. Like, there's too many games to want to care about what other teams are doing on a daily basis, where I usually stick with my Trash Pandas here and the Braves. It's usually who I'm paying attention to on a daily basis. And even on big, like, marquee Monday night, Sunday night baseball, I'm really not into it. I don't really pay attention to other teams until, the playoffs. However, just a couple of days ago, I was really bit by the baseball bug. Like, I was just so excited to go and see what everybody's – in spring training, I was excited to see what everybody's doing in spring training. And so I don't know if that was a sign of getting old or what, but I got bit by the bug.
A sign of getting old.
And I was super excited. You look, well, first one day you're excited about spring training. The next day you don't. Hey, what's an application? What's that?
Oh boy.
What's a passcode? So we're on our way. But and then now I'm excited for all of baseball, and you're telling me I can't watch half the league.
It's kind of a big deal, and it's kind of like really close to the season.
Yeah, I would
not a lot of time for this billion-dollar deal between 19 teams and 2 companies and whatever. It's gonna be a little dicey.
You still get to watch a lot of baseball though here at Toyota Field. We got the Trash Pandas start in 37 days? Like that?
36?
36 days.
Between 35 and 37 days from now.
And
April
we get
6th.
them 69 games here at home. So we'll be a present for all of those. So we get to watch them, but they're already out there at spring training getting their work in right now. I don't think any of our Trash Pandas have batted yet today. It is 3-2 currently in the end of the third.
I saw a bunch of them boys in the lineup. What's it look like today?
Today, nobody's batted yet. No one's had a plate appearance yet from the Trash Pandas.
That looks like a big league lineup they're going for today.
It is, but we do have 2 Trash Pandas pitching today.
Oh, we got Silseth on the back.
Silseth pitched 2 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned a walk, but he did strike out 4 batters in 2 innings. And then in the 3rd inning, we had Eric Torres come up. Our boy Torres, 1 inning, he walked 3 dudes.
Tough day for the boys.
3 walks. Didn't give up any runs.
But who's playing for the Brewers today? Let's see their lineup.
They've had everybody's pitching.
No, scroll up.
There.
Okay. Well, hey, spring training. We're getting into it. Baby steps. Hey, they don't give you a trophy in March.
No.
Okay. They don't do it. I'm not worried, in case you were wondering.
You shouldn't be. That goes back to what you were talking about the other day, though, when we were talking about Trash Panda players that we want to see back, and we're not sure who we're going to see because we don't have that list afforded to us until really close to the season. I mean,
Angels don't even have that list right now.
I don't think people understand. And I was talking about to this with some clients and some people who are going to have come on for the season this year. We always get that question, with the season starting April 6th, when do the players start showing up? Middle of March, maybe, towards the end of March. I think our players will be here like April 3rd. and opening day is April 6th. They get here, and then on top of that, just a little tiny peek behind the curtain, we have something called Media Day, where we get them all here. We have a whole media thing. People ask them questions. And then a lot of the fun promos that you see here at the field, like these games we play with the players, beat a trash panda, are you faster than a trash panda, things like that, those get recorded. Their half of it, the Trash Pandas questions, get recorded at Media Day. So they have to do all that, and then 2 days later, they're starting their season playing meaningful games right after spring. So it is insane how quickly it goes once they get here.
It is a grind. Straight from spring training to here, get everything you possibly can get done in 72 hours, and then play baseball 6 out of 7 days every single week for 6 months.
Woo! It's a lot.
By the way, when I went to that school to read the pigeon book, the teacher asked me what position I played. So.
No shot.
I told her third base, short if they need it. She really did ask me that. And I struggled. I'm like, do I lie? Because it's a cool lie. I'd like to believe it. But
I want to say it's probably just the shirt you're wearing because I know the players wear them, but it's kind of the hair too.
It's the shirt. It's the the alpha mentality. I mean, this muscular,
the sheer athleticism,
it's the musculature. It's the vascularity. You can't see in the sleeves, but
that's pretend vascularity. We know vascularity. You want me to get O'Hoppy back in here?
It's no O'Hoppy level vascularity where it looks like your veins are actively trying to escape your body. But, you know where it's at, all right? I give blood. The nurses are happy. They go, I know we're there. We're in. We're in. Just saved a life. Bang. So what was I talking about?
How that elementary school teacher thought you played.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You got distracted and lost in your own body, by the way. I just want to point that out. You just got lost in your own veins. You were being so vain, you literally got lost in your own vein.
That could be a song.
It kind of is. You're so vain.
Yeah, but we can kind of
I think you got lost in your own anatomy, don't you? I think I might be.
That was a beautiful Carly Simon you just pulled out right there.
It's like the fourth verse. It's kind of like the national anthem. It's not the one we sing the most, but it's there.
Yeah. So, to Miss Hendricks' first grade class, I'm going to hit you a home run on opening day, all right? And if I look like the guy that's not playing, he's holding the microphone for the kid that says play ball, that ain't me. Don't worry about it.
You may not go out there and, hit 400 for the Trash Pandas, but you have been a hero in the past. Your very first day here at Toyota Field, opening day 2021, wasn't your best, hitting the grandson of Mincher with a...
He walked into frame. He wasn't. I didn't see him. He walked down. It was an accident. I didn't mean to hit him in the head with a microphone.
You have done your absolute best to atone for that. I watched you a few times. One time in particular, we were doing a base race where the base racer, the young man or young lady, will start on first base and they have to beat Sprocket, and Sprocket's on second base, and they get to run first, second, and third. However, when they come home, we have a makeshift home plate over there towards the left because by that time the pitcher's throwing to the catcher. And we had a kid around third base, and he looked like he started going towards the fake home plate, but beelined right back into the baseline and was going right to home plate. And I do not think the pitcher saw him. And he out of nowhere, like Superman, came in and scooped that young man up and planted him right on home plate. Not only did Ricky save a life, the kid finished first place.
Whacking that kid in the head with a microphone, it's like a superhero origin story. It's Batman seeing his parents, get attacked by the Joker. It's Superman landing in the dirt and finding his new parents and all that, and having to make it new. That was mine. And I saved Albie the other day.
Who?
At the Auburn UNA game. We did that base race. Kid did it perfect. Albie gets done. Albie's going to run behind home plate during a warm-up pitch. And stopped Albie. And I swear to you, the pitch went wide right after that. It broke his foot right off his leg.
But that wasn't a Trash Panda game. So it was an Auburn baseball game. Yeah. Albie should know better, right?
I don't know.
Does Albie go to a lot of Auburn home games?
It was a UNA pitcher warming up, so maybe it was a planned attack.
It's going after him.
I don't know, but
we sniff out your planned attacks here at Toyota.
Anytime anyone gives me some Homer stuff about how I lean Alabama over Auburn, I saved your mascot's foot. His foot would be dust. It'd be dangling off the rest of his body, man. I saved that man.
So we're not looking for much either. I mean, you don't have to praise anybody. You don't have to throw words around loosely like hero or savior. All we ask is a written thank you from Bobby. I mean, that's enough, right?
Some letterhead, maybe a tweet. I don't know. It happened though. I saved him.
Saved Bobby.
I'm saving folks on this diamond, dude.
You know, it's weird that we're having this. We were talking about the MLB blackout, having that blackout conversation. When Lucas came in talking about, getting a picture, we always put up a picture on the Twitter to promote the podcast. You were like, you know what, can we just do a black picture because we're going to talk about the MLB blackouts? And I told you, I said, that is so perfect because, and I hadn't gone over what I wanted to talk with you about.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that's perfect because I want to talk about the Aaron Rodgers thing. He just resurfaced today after 4 days in his blackout retreat.
Where
Am
I?
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is such a different person. I don't want to say fascinating because honestly, it's kind of annoying, but how much it gets covered. But
I think it can still be fascinating and annoying at the same time.
Well, okay, there you go. Fascinating and annoying. He did this whole to kind of clear his mind because he in his words he had a scary and an unknown option ahead of him. The scary option was going to be retirement. The unknown option was playing again, not knowing where he might play, whether it be in Green Bay or getting traded. Playing in somewhere new, how that was going to work out, right? So he goes to this darkness retreat, which is like a little cabin, and it is prepared for you to spend 4 days in nothing but darkness. They asked Aaron Rodgers about what it is, and he said that it was exactly like you think it is. It's just sitting in isolation, meditation, dealing with your thoughts. We rarely even turn our phone off, put the blinds down to sleep in darkness. I'm really looking forward to it. And this was obviously before he went in there. But there were no phones, no television, no lights or distractions. Just Rodgers alone with his thoughts in a cabin built specifically for prolonged isolation in the dark. Whoa. 4 days. How do you, I feel like when you resurface, it's like those movies, like the movie The Rock, when they go get Sean Connery out of isolation and he's just bearded up, he doesn't know what day it is. How do you know when it's your time? Do you have someone come and knock and get you? It's time,
Mm-hmm.
Have to.
Nah, it's a feel thing.
You just
Mm-hmm.
you just feel that it's been.
You spend 6 days in the darkness and you're
96 hours.
You turned into Spider-Man. Yeah, you got senses. Was there a movie where a guy had to go away for a little while to stew on a real major decision, and then he just emerged back into? That's not a movie.
Not what I've seen.
No, it was that Pigeon book I read earlier. My bad. Sorry, that was the plot of the Pigeon book. Sorry about the spoilers. Aaron Rodgers, interesting character. This is a quote I saw from 2 hours ago on his experience in the dungeon or whatever.
This is the quote I wanted to give you.
He said, "All the answers are right inside me, and I touched many of them, and definitely the feelings on both sides during the darkness." Was that me?
I felt like the first half of that felt like it was halfway inspirational. Like it was supposed to be and then maybe one day you'll find and touch the answers inside of you.
I touched the answers, and they touched me back. And then the answers stayed for 2 days, but then they had prior engagements, so they had to leave for the final 4. But they were definitely there.
Yeah.
We shared some
peyote.
Tea. We smoked a bunch of peyote. I'm starting to think maybe this was an hallucination, actually. I'm starting to think maybe all this stuff I'm talking about is less spiritual and more just the side effects of psychedelic drugs, which I happen to do every offseason.
Yeah. So
hey, some people say it works, man. I've heard people that come back from war. They're like, PTSD is a problem. I trip a little bit. All of a sudden, I'm good again. So maybe, I don't know.
I fight my demons.
Playing for the Green Bay Packers for 14 years is quite like being away at war, but
Hey, man, some people fight their demons on the battlefield or in a therapist's office. I fight my demons in the shape of a talking toaster. I don't. We hash it out,
dude. He also had a better spot than every apartment I've ever owned. It wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just minus lights. The dude had he had a queen bed. He had He had a nice.
What else is in there
like
besides
wood
you
grain
can't
furniture?
put too much in there, dude. I have lights in my home and I still trip over stuff. I trip over my own chair. I trip over the place I sit every single night when I get home. I still trip over that. Bang my shins across stuff.
I'd be covered in yeah, I would have to. I'd probably be out for the season after I got out of the darkness from all the injuries I acquired.
I would lay in bed for 4 days. I would be scared to get up. I'd be terrified to come out until you shine a light in there. I can't. And no matter what's it like, do they ease you back into the light when you're done? Because you can't go 4 days to darkness to walking right out into sunlight.
No,
There's
that's what
no
you
shot.
want. You want to stress test your retinas.
No chance. That's
Which,
like
by the
looking
way,
into the heart
dude,
of a solar eclipse.
This retreat it's probably not great. This retreat though, like if it were on Airbnb, people would pay to stay in this thing. Look at that nice, beautiful,
Nice. That looks
wooden
like
door
that.
into a wall of rocks.
That looks like
It's rustic.
a porta-john like built into a rock.
Fair. From this angle.
Yeah, I'm
But like, look inside, dude. You got a sink. You got running water. You've got a toilet.
but
You've got
the lights are supposed to be off. So do you have to find your way to finding your way to the toilet? Like touch. Ugh.
Dude, he definitely used lights. There's no way he just spent the whole time in darkness. But like, I mean, what is that? A bathtub?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy. Look at this. Look at those photos with when they got the candles lit. Aaron Rodgers stayed at a hotel. I mean, let's not look at this like he legitimately spent 6 days in the Alps, in a tent.
It looks way cooler with the snow on the rocks, but the regular picture you showed me looked like an outhouse built into a
That's
mountain.
what Aaron Rodgers wants you to see. He wants you to think he's struggling, but in reality, the guy stayed at like a 3-star hotel.
I think he's due like $60 million guaranteed if he plays this year, so I don't think he's struggling.
If you've ever stayed at the Days Inn in Panama City Beach, you'd see that Aaron Rodgers room and be like, sign me up. That's an upgrade. Dude, I'm taking Porta-John in the cave 10 out of 10 times over the Days Inn in Panama City Beach.
So you have bad hotel stories then.
Ugh. Place was run like a petting zoo.
What's
I don't know.
the context?
I don't know
there?
what that means. Yeah.
Who are you petting and why?
Good luck. I looked around in the lobby. I said, will you people go back to your shanties? Jeez. Sounded like Shooter McGavin in that place.
Man, so I how long could you? 4 days. Think about that. 4 days. Even if he does like turn the little overhead light on to see where he's going. No phone, no television, no outside noise, no nothing but you. You're the only person in there with no way to reach out to anybody, talk to anybody but yourself for 4 days, 96 hours. How long are you lasting compared to that 96 hours?
I'd pop out of the darkness after the days, and I'd be like, are the bananas ripe yet? And they'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
We overcooked him. No, I couldn't make it 5 minutes in darkness and silence because then I'll start talking to myself, and then I'd keep talking to myself, and I'd never be able to sleep because I'd just be talking to myself the whole time. And then the darkness would make you go crazy, and the silence would go.
Yeah, four
Mental
days.
case by the time I get out.
Yeah, you'd have to find the right temperature for that. Aaron Rodgers, 4 days, if he's fine relative to how he was before, cool. Me, just give me a good night's sleep in there. That's all I need. You know what I mean?
Sound like a dad.
Like
Yeah.
a good night's sleep and nothing but dark. At home, dude, I have a dog that whines because he's not getting enough attention, and he sleeps right by my side of the bed. I have a baby that can wake up at any minute. I have a wife who like sleep talks, but she's very mean when she sleep talks. Like she's a wonderful person. She lets all her anger out while she's sleeping, and then
That's terrifying.
We have a TV that's on all the time while we sleep because Jen needs her comfort show on. So I want give me 12 hours in that box. At least 10 of it, me sleeping, I'm good. I don't need 4 days. I need a good 10 to 12 hours of sleep. I'm in nothing
On the
but
fourth
darkness.
day, you'd be like, "Yeah, you mind if I extend the stay? Can I at least get a late checkout?" It's pretty nice. It's pretty peaceful out here. What would you put in your cave? If you could get like one item, anything. We're not going to go to the depths of Aaron Rodgers and
Yeah, I don't.
say that we sat in a dark room for 6 days, like that helps you get in touch with yourself or whatever, but maybe it does. I don't know.
It would have to be something really select, dude, because I couldn't have anything in there. Bed and bathtub, toilet are like almost maxed out what I could have in a complete darkness room because I will trip over all of it. Like, no joke.
Yeah.
All of it.
Nothing, though? Like, not even like a...
Laying in bed. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go through a day. Like if I was, let's say this was the dark room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This, and you broke the wall out of this one. You have 2 spaces for a bed and everything. What all would I need? I don't know.
I'd get a big mouth Billy Bass, put it on the wall so it felt like I had a roommate.
Dude, I don't even want to say you'd make it a day with that on your wall because it's not just that. It's the only other thing there, and it's dark. You don't even know where it is.
Take me to the river. And I'm just snapping that thing over a rock within 30 minutes, right?
Drop me in the water.
Yeah. Okay. Into the creek. Yeah, that's probably a bad call.
Some people are built for it, dude. Rogers is. I'm not. I would not last very long.
I'd bring a Rubik's Cube in there with me.
Oh, dude.
And just see if and I wouldn't leave till I could do it in the dark. That's how I'd know. That's how I know it's time. I'll just sit there.
How would you know you did it at all?
It makes a noise when you get it right.
Oh.
It doesn't. No.
Oh.
But mine would. I'd get one with a sound. I'd get one.
You could
when
tell
I got
I've
it
never
done,
done a
I'd have it
Rubik's
wired to the big mouth Billy Bass. And so I just, and I would know whenever.
Actually.
Take me to. And I'm like, yep.
The exact opposite.
Okay.
The Billy the Bass sings until you get it right.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It sounds like a Saw movie. Do you want to play a game?
Take me to the river.
Where am I? I don't know where You're in a dark room.
Drop me in the water.
My friend Billy is going to sing forever unless you solve the Rubik's Cube. I don't know where the cube is. Check between your legs. It's surgically implanted into the skin under your ankle. Oh, no. Why? Once you complete the cube, Billy will stop. You have 15 minutes. It's not enough time.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's
the
it.
worst reviewed Saw movie ever. Was it Saw 11?
Yeah, and it's dark, so you don't even get night vision. You just hear it. You listen. So for Saw 11, for an hour and a half, you just listen to Billy the Bass and hope it stops.
It's terrible. You ever seen that movie with Ryan Reynolds where it's him for like 2 hours buried
Buried,
alive?
yeah.
Yeah, it would be like that. Buried 2.
The whole movie is pitch black, and you hear, take me to the... And then, like, the Rubik's
I
Cube
can't
clicking.
see the colors. How do I know?
What is that? That feels like blue? Is that blue?
Could you have at least got me a Braille? Like, something? I don't know Braille, but I could have learned it with the time. Yeah, it's a pretty bad movie. No one will watch it.
No, I'm in. I'm in on that. I would love that.
We could probably get someone to cover it.
Dude, you know
We could
how...
get one of them Bally sports cameras real cheap.
You know how easy it is to get me to watch your movie if you made a movie? It could be an awful movie.
Mm-hmm.
All I need to see is when I'm looking up the synopsis of this movie, and you can even have it on Rotten Tomatoes with like a 0 critic score and a 0 audience score.
Big old goose
But if
egg.
I see right underneath it, 90 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes, I'm in. I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to pay money like Cocaine Bears in movie theaters right now. I'm not going to pay money to go see it, but it's an hour and a half. If it was on Netflix right now, I'd watch it before tomorrow. I'd watch it tonight when I got home.
Totally.
That's how much I value like 90-minute movies.
I've never rewatched The Irishman because it's 3.5
I've never
hours
watched
long.
it.
I don't have that kind of. Who can make that kind of commitment?
It took me a year to watch The Batman. Me and Jen finally watched The Batman like 2 weeks ago because I just couldn't get past the 3-hour runtime.
You just reserved that dark cave just so you could have a few hours to watch The Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I tell Jen, hey, I'm going to go binge watch this 3-hour long movie. We're going to watch a bunch of them, and then I just spend the whole weekend sleeping.
Sounds like a pretty sick weekend.
Yeah.
I'd take one of those right now. I'm exhausted from last weekend.
I am telling you, it sneaks up on you. You don't realize, you don't know when you go from, it's not like a fine line, a door slamming. It's not like a light switch flicking on and off. You don't know when that immediate moment hits, but somehow you gradually go from like, this weekend, I don't have any responsibilities. I'm going to put my responsibilities on hold. We're going to go out. We're going to go downtown. We're going to drink. We're going to do all this. You don't know when you go from that to a nice weekend. What I don't have anything to do. I can sleep in 8:30. It's a good weekend.
8:30, man.
It's a good weekend.
We're getting nuts. We're gonna sleep till like 8:45.
I went to a baby bachelor party this weekend. Buddy of mine, actually their baby was born yesterday.
Wait, you went to a what?
Baby bachelor party is what they called it. It was getting the dad out of the house right before the baby was born so we can go have like one last night, kind of like an actual bachelor party.
A baby bachelor party.
And we were all out.
I'm
We
here for it.
we got downtown at like 6, and like at 9 o'clock.
We were all out, dude. We got to downtown. before the sun went down.
One of them, we were out there. We went from one place to the other, and we started at Campus 805.
Probably not a huge line, huh?
No, and we started there, and we went to another place. We got to the other place at like 7:45. We're like in the heart of downtown now at 7:45. I'm like, this place is dead. I'm like, yeah, it's like still lunch hours, I think.
Yeah. Guys,
we were out to like 11, but we crossed our comfort zone at like 9. 9 o'clock, we were all like, hey, if we left now, it's a good night. But at 11 o'clock, we had to make sure we were miserable before we left. We're like,
of course.
Can we go now? Are we good?
Can we talk about how awful the stigma is for when you get to like your young days of like we could go hard or whatever, and then you get into like the days where you can't and you don't even want to, but you feel shame in telling everyone like, you maybe we just want to call it at 9 tonight. Like no one wants to say that, and then someone's gonna be like, what do you mean call it 9, dude? I don't want to call it 9. We got all night. The person saying that is also thinking like, man, that's actually a pretty good idea. I wish someone would have backed it up before I had to come in here and and lie just so I wouldn't be the guy that threw out the 9 o'clock idea. That's the worst. I tell my friends all the time, like, guys, we're older now, right? We don't have to abide by the same rules anymore.
If you hear if you guys are out partying and one of your friends is the guy who jumps in and goes, what are you talking about? Well, it's only 9:30. That's a cry for help. What he wants more desperately than anything is he wants you to back up the other guy who was like, can we just call it? He wants to be the guy that's like, no, let's keep going. And what he desperately wants is someone else to go, you know what? No, I think Tim's right. I think we should just call it now. And he's like, oh, whatever. But in his mind, you're his favorite person in the whole world.
Absolutely.
That's what he wants.
Absolutely.
Because I was that guy on Saturday. They were like, it was like 9 o'clock, and they were like, should we call it? And I'm like, I guess we can call it. I'm like, oh, let's go to at least one more place. Let's go one more. And they're all like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, just save me from myself.
I know.
We went one more place, and we were all like, we were done. Nobody else really got a drink except the guy who's about to have a kid. And, it was his night. He drank beer the whole night. We go to get one more drink. He's like, I want one more drink. So we're at the bar to get one more drink.
One more drink guy.
He'd been drinking beer all night long. His last drink, he got a margarita. Just absolutely torched him over the edge. I'm not shaming the drink choice because I love margaritas, but like it's just going from beer to like the last drink of the night to wind down. You go hard with that. He was asleep before they pulled out of the parking lot. He had a guy drive him home, obviously. So
know your limits, folks.
Yeah.
Don't be ashamed. Be a hero. Be the one to say, let's go home at 9. God. There's a guy who was up till 5 in the morning last weekend. I was like running a marathon. That's the closest I'll get to running a marathon.
Being
for the rest of my life. Being up till 5. Yeah. I know it's like there's a lot of room in between this, what it takes to run a marathon and the minimal effort it takes to stay up till 5 in the morning. But that's mine. That's my marathon.
That's brutal, dude.
And it'll take me weeks to recover from one day of just being up late. Later than I'd like. 70 years old, man.
My buddy, whose baby bachelor party it was on Saturday, his son was born yesterday, actually last night, and I'm pretty sure he was probably still hungover. So
nice. When you first said baby bachelor party, I was like, did a bunch of babies get together and like, just start pounding juice boxes?
Turn it up, man.
Yeah. Yo, man, we're watching Blippi till like 4 a.m., son. I've been sipping juicy juice all night.
Hey, look. I took a nap at 9 this morning. Let's go.
Hey, these Cheerios are honey roasted, dog. I be eating them like this all day. Like how kids eat Cheerios too. They got to eat that whole half of all like their
hand. Yeah. They can shove that in there.
We got them honey roasted Cheetos. Help yourself to the juicy juice keg we got in the corner. All right, that's $5 a cup. What is baby bachelor party?
That mashed peas. Hey guys, nerd alert! James got mashed peas.
I remember when I was 1. Nerd.
Get a graham cracker like an adult, James. Come on.
I'll be eating butternut squash, son.
That's one of Baller's favorites.
I'll be eating butternut squash, son. Sip it down.
Butternut squash and peas are his favorite, actually. Loves them.
Bartender, can I get a double shot of them butternut squashes, please? Appreciate it. In fact, get around for everybody. It's a baby bachelor party. We going in. Oh, dapper change.
Oh, boo myself.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, got to work on that. Bringing the party down. Whoop. Drastically bringing the party down. Got to go clean myself.
Oh, it happens. It's okay.
Oh, it's all right. I brought extras.
Hey, The Angels called in some reinforcements, by the way.
Yeah, what we got?
We got Teodosio and Stefanik in the lineup.
Oh, some Panda alums in there.
That's right.
They had to bring in the big guns.
They haven't batted yet.
Yeah, they don't need to. It's intimidation. It's just so the Brewers know they're there.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Teo's hitting 250 and Stefanik's hitting 333.
Hey, let's go. That Stefanik's always been a great hitter. I'm ready to see him regularly on a major league level.
Look, I'm very excited for Teodosio to be up there because he's one of those guys that I said the other day that I really anticipate being back here in center field for us. He's such a great fielder and a big-time player. But good for him out there spring training getting to showcase some of his stuff.
Dude, we had a lot of young guys last year that had to make that transition from aluminum bat to wooden bat just like that. And Teodosio was one of those guys. Man, he started off the year real hot with the bat. I mean, real well, and then just kind of slumped at the end of the year and couldn't get himself out of it. But with baseball, slumps are going to come and go. He's probably got that figured out by now. So definitely looking forward to seeing, him with a year of wooden bat under his belt.
Absolutely. I saw Jordan Adams was getting some play the other day, too. Really liked him last year.
Levon Soto, I see him a lot in there.
Oh, yeah. Whitefield.
Hoppy, I saw hit a bomb against the A's.
Of course, dude. You've seen the veins on that guy? He won't be denied. You kidding me?
He's so vascular.
Nothing touches those veins.
Dude.
But pure protein.
You ain't kidding, man. He's got a diesel engine pumping blood through that.
He didn't chew on a passy growing up, dude. He chewed on a T-bone steak. You know what I mean?
He was born in the Aaron Rodgers hut. He was born into darkness. Relying on his skills to stop the musings of a Billy Bass.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. You said Billy Bass, and I went back to Saw 11.
Yeah, no, Hoppy crushed one the other day. That was sweet.
Angels still lead 4-2, by the way. They're 3-1 so far. And Angels fans, look, being here at the Trash Pandas, Ricky and I both will get Angels fans following us on Twitter to kind of keep up with their, what's going on in the minor league system. I try to live tweet the games when I'm here, the home games. It's only 69 of them. I'm not Josh Carey. I don't travel with the team. But during the home games, I try to live tweet what's going on. And I've gotten some Angels fans, some hardcore Angels fans follow me to kind of keep up with their players. Dude, that fan base, they're starved for a good team. They want it so bad. Like they love, they are the baseball fan, the baseball fanatic compared to like football fanatics are a different breed, man. They are like it's a bigger commitment to be a baseball fanatic than it is a football fanatic. The different kinds of stats that you have to really be into, like, well, this guy leads in WAR plus, and that guy's only leading in batting average. Like that, those arguments are crazy, and they are so starved for a good season in LA. And I really do think over these next couple of years, the talent they're pumping into the farm system, either via the draft or via trade. We've had a few guys traded to us that we are currently developing. Really think it's going to start helping.
Oh, no doubt.
So
ever since that 0-2 championship, the Angels they put some money out there. They haven't got what they expected on their investments. Haven't been able to put it together. But I really like this new group they got running the show over there, and I think. I know we're seeing it. We're here on the ground level seeing how their farm system works, seeing the guys that are good coming up from single A, seeing the guys that are good here going over to triple A, seeing the guys we had the year before start to have success. I got a lot of faith in this Angels group, and like I said, they won a championship just a little over 20 years ago. They can do it.
That's the thing
Just
about
got to get the piece. Look at that team that they had too. It was a lot of it's just a lot of good players. They didn't have any superstars or nothing. Think about. Like a guy like Jim Edmonds, David Eckstein, on the mound, remember Troy Percival, the closer.
It's a good name.
Yeah, great name. But they can make it happen, and man, they looked really good last year too. Think about how they started the season compared to how they closed it out. First half, they were a playoff team. So maybe with Trout and Ohtani, that clock's ticking for them before they're owed astronomical amounts of money, Ohtani especially. So,
and think about how hard it is, like when you're talking about player legacies. That's the thing about baseball and football compared to basketball is what a star means to your team. Like obviously, guys like Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani are unbelievably valuable compared to other guys in the sport, but it doesn't mean that they can carry you to a championship, right? Single-handedly, they can't do it by themselves. In football, it's very rare that you see one player, especially in the professional level, one player impact a team to where he's the reason you go and win a championship. You can't carry 21 other dudes. In college football, we saw Cam Newton do it, which is why it's, really impressive to see something like that, because that's a sport where it's really not designed to do that. Basketball, you have the best player in the league or one of the best. They can carry you to a playoff or carry you to a championship. LeBron's carried them to finals, several teams to finals a bunch, right? You see KD impact the Warriors immediately, even though they were a great team. Like, the best players in basketball can immediately impact a team. But in baseball, even when you have two of the best players in baseball on your team. Mike Trout is, going to go down historically as one of the all-time best ever. And Shohei Ohtani is doing stuff that hasn't been done since, like Tungsten Croyle in 1926.
Tungsten Croyle.
You know what I mean?
Is that real, or did you make that up?
I totally made that. I think I made that
God,
up.
I hope that's a real person. I'm not sure.
So,
fact check. Hold on.
Tungsten Croyle. It's a type of jewelry.
No, I believe it's a chandelier.
Oh.
I believe that's a light, dimmable, geometric chandelier.
Oh, cool.
That's the Croyle 5, and I believe it's made out of tungsten. So
that's our next sales award.
That's good stuff.
That's what you're going to get.
That's a nice chandelier, pal.
But, you've got two historically really, great baseball players on the Angels, and they can't even win a playoff game. They can't get to the playoffs. You need help, and that's what we're getting to see it here, the farm system. That's really nice dudes. We got some dudes. We got some nice players. We also have some dudes.
We got a bunch of dudes, and
I think O'Hoppy's a dude.
Hoppy's a dude.
Hoppy's a dude.
We got a bunch of dudes. We saw some serious dudes roll through here last year.
The O'Hoppy, was it the shortstop we got as well late in the season last year? The shortstop, second baseman, one of the two.
Who?
Kyron
Paris?
No.
That they traded for?
Bigger name player. He just, I don't know. I can't remember. He just all of a sudden was playing shortstop last year. Why am I blanking on his name?
I've been to every single Trash Pandas home game, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. I don't know why.
The Angels traded for a guy, and he ended up on the team to play.
No, I didn't say that they traded for him. He could have been injured, but he showed up playing shortstop for us towards the end of last year. Because O'Hoppy's catcher, right?
Maybe you should head into that cave and get some sleep now.
Zach Neto.
Oh, my gosh, that's who you're talking about?
Yeah. He came on later.
That random guy?
I told you.
First-round draft pick?
I told you he was a big player. I said he was a big-name player. He wasn't here until later in the year.
Yeah.
But, he's a dude.
For sure.
Going back to what we were talking about, dude.
Dude.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make you think I said trade.
No,
I didn't mean traded for him. I said came on later in the year. Made it sound like it was a trade or a college guy.
Down?
But, yeah, Neto, he's a dude.
No, I got dudes.
Yeah, he's a dude. I think Silseth could be a dude.
You know who I want to see back here? I don't want to see him because I want him to go higher up, and he played in the pro team last year. Ryan Aguilar.
Oh, Aguilar's a good one.
That dude's the people's champ.
Aggie's a great.
He goes out there and grinds, baby.
He does.
His on-base percentage was sick. The eyes that man has. He's a ball player's ball player.
He's a man's man.
He's a baseball player's baseball player.
He was born when pitches took 10 minutes per pitch.
He had his kneecaps removed and replaced with regulation baseballs. Uh-huh. It slowed him down drastically, but they look amazing.
His arms are actually made of baseball bats.
Mm-hmm. Louisville Slugger radius, Louisville Slugger ulna, right there in that forearm. But if he does get hit, there's a chance it will fracture.
Yeah,
turns out Bones way stronger.
Yeah, wood for Bones is not good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Got a deal though. You got a 2-for-1.
Aggie's a good one. I'm glad you brought Aggie up.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So I'm with you though. He was one of those late call ups last year, right? He got moved up towards the end of the year, and was doing well. He had some nice spots that we saw. So yeah, he's one I don't want to see come back because of what that means. He's doing well, but he was an impactful guy for us, for sure. He could be a dude.
Dude, another player I'm looking forward to. Me,
But by the way, Virgil got in, and he was like, "You didn't go with utility player. You went third base."
No, I didn't want Mrs. Hendricks' first grade class to think I was, like a fringe starter. I want them to think like I'm a guy I relied on every day. Like I'm going 2-for-4 at least. And I'm probably going to get an assist out there. Like someone's getting hosed on the base path.
I think what he meant is every day he gets a 4-for-4 down the road to the local Wendy's.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. This is exactly what they told.
Tungsten Croyle.
It's exactly what they told Dennis Quaid before they filmed that documentary, The Rookie.
The documentary.
They told him. They said, Dennis Quaid, you're an actor. Mm-hmm. What in the hell makes you think you can be a professional pitcher? He said, I'll bring my son down here and show you. But first, I got to go to that road over there with that little speed gauge thing that's on the side of the road because I can't afford to go to a batting cage where it would just time it for me and it would make sense and it would be loaded with baseballs and probably be a lot easier, not as far as a drive. But I'm going to do it over here by the road because that's all I know because I play the game on the streets.
You and Dennis Quaid have a lot in common, I think. You're right. You have a lot in common with Dennis Quaid. You're more like Randy Quaid, right? You look...
I like to think of my Quaids as Dennis is more of a stubborn pigeon, where Randy Quaid is more of a pow fish.
He was a pretty pouty fan in Major League. So.
I'm taking a bath right now.
I'm a pout fish.
I took a bath today.
I live in it. My whole world's a bath.
I'm going to take a bath tomorrow. And the sad part is if I ever don't take a bath, I'll die.
Let's go ahead and wrap this one up on that note.
Yo, let's show the people the baseball that's going on. Look at it.
Yeah, dude.
Sports.
You hear a PA over there right now. Got looks like Dan.
Who's this guy think he is?
What's his last
Are
name?
they taking your gig?
Oh, no, is that Josh? Josh is PA.
That's the J-Man.
It's Josh Carey PA-ing right now.
It's J-Man on the mic. Look at this. I'm liking Coach right here. Look at those socks. You got the high socks going. Oh, the team's rocking.
Got some high school baseball going on right now. Who's playing?
I don't know who's playing. We got.
It's not the local teams play later. This is like some Central Alabama stuff.
We got the gray team. We got the white team. They're doing the anthem right now.
New Hope and Priceville.
New Hope and Priceville.
New Hope and Priceville, and then Athens and Grissom later this evening.
We've got some bona fide high school baseball.
Josh is giving me the face of shame because we're not standing for the anthem.
Look, man. Hey, do Joe Buck and Troy Aikman stand during the anthem when they're calling a football game? They can't. They're already standing, but they don't.
I would say probably, yeah, they stand.
They probably do.
Yeah.
Well, does Kurt, Terry, Jimmy, and Howie, and then Michael, do they all stand up while they're broadcasting and there's national anthems going on all over the league? Does Scott Hansen on NFL Red Zone stand up for the anthem while it's going?
That's a good point. Scott Hansen's bringing you the action.
I'd love to stand up right now, but I don't think anyone wants to stand here and watch us stand straight up for a minute and a half, not making any noise.
Especially with the camera angle being as low as it is, it's not going to be good.
It wouldn't be good. You're going to get nothing but chest and hand, which I'm all for. You know, I'm not really trying to make a statement or nothing. It's just.
All right, so before we get out of here, let's go ahead and get your prediction. I know we've been breaking this down for an hour. Who you got? You got New Hope or Priceville?
In the home of the brave. That baseball bug just bit me here in that last line right there. Who do I have?
Priceville or New Hope? Who we got?
New Hope. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm going to go with New Hope.
I didn't register it a little late. That's funny. By the way, out here in Alabama, there are things that are spelled certain ways. That's not how they're pronounced. It is spelled. We had to have this conversation downstairs earlier with Marika. It is spelled Priceville, but it's pronounced Priceville.
Priceville.
It's Priceville.
Pretty much any city, I think except for Huntsville. You do the Vol.
Dude, it's funny
Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
You say Louisville, locals are going
You're
to
an
get
outsider.
at you.
You're an outsider.
Yeah,
we know it.
They're going to know it. You're a shoebie.
That's your
and they don't
tell.
want you.
It's funny watching. So there's a lot of turnover and stuff like local in our local news stations the last few years. People getting jobs at other places in the country. Watching people that aren't from here come down here and have to pronounce some of the high schools and areas that we have.
Yeah.
Like Way 31 Nolan, when he first got here, he always had to like ask the people that have been. He's like, is it Arab or Arab? What is it? It's Arab.
That's always
The Pisgah gets them, and the other one that trips them up. It's so hard. It's so hard to look at Oneana and know how to pronounce Oneana.
It does.
Because it looks like One-anada. Like
Oneanaba.
you see ONE, you think one, but it's Oneana or something like that, I guess.
Yeah, words are crazy, dude. But I don't know about you. I'm about to go throw on some Angels gear and sit in the stands and make people think I'm a scout.
I think I'm gonna go play third base.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and hop at it. All right, actually, I'm gonna go be a third base coach. That's what I'm gonna do.
You just gonna hop out there and start calling it?
I'm gonna go out there do the little butt pat. Hey, don't worry, coach, I got it.
They don't have one. They could probably use it.
That's right. I
All
got
right.
you.
Well, good luck to you.
All right, good luck to you, man. All
Sign
right.
this thing off. Let's get
That's
out of
going
here.
to do it today. I'm Tony Mack. That is Tricky Ricky. It's been the Bullpen. We will be back on Friday. Talk a little more Trash Pandas. Talk a little more what we got coming to the ballpark, including, Ricky, and I've been saving it for the end because I can't contain it anymore, the big old ballpark fair coming back here to Toyota Field.
Yeah, man. Rides and soft pretzels and
Stuff.
a seal. I saw a seal there once. Real seal. Lived in water. Does tricks. More rides. More foods. I saw something called an elephant's ear. That looked awesome. I don't know what it was.
Probably
I think it was
fried.
some dough,
Is it
maybe
fried?
some cinnamon, sugar.
Is it fried?
Definitely fried.
Absolutely.
It's got everything you want. Some little adult beverages for you as well. A lot of great days. Though. I can see the roller coaster out there in the parking lot. It is fair time again.
If you guys don't see me and Ricky on Friday, it's because someone finally bought one of our movie scripts. We have 2 out right now. One of them being Dolph Lundgren. The Grinch Stole Christmas with Dolph Lundgren.
Starring Dolph Lundgren.
And then the other one would be Saw 11, where you have to solve a Rubik's Cube while in the dark while Billy the Bass sings. So one of those are going to hit, and if it does, we won't be back. But if they don't, which, I mean, fat chance that one of them doesn't hit, we'll be back on Friday from 2 to 3. I'm Tony Mack.
That's paramount. I got to get off the phone. That's a big one.
I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We'll see you Friday, 2 to 3, the Bullpen.
You take your $10 million and shove it, pal. We don't want it. Oh, I think I interrupted the baseball game.